Yes, proceed.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to present some whole system that the ECSL will use to collect the result from the June 24 election and also our data analysis. The election management system, which we intend to use for this cycle, is not different from what we have been using. It's a form review. It's the same process. So whatever we've been observing from 2012, 2018, 2007, it's the same procedure. Nothing has changed. What we intend to introduce this time around is how can we get the result within the shortest possible time. With that, we intend to use two architectural models. One will be the online platform, and the other is the offline platform. The online platform allows the transmission of results right from the polling station straight to our central infrastructure. With the offline architecture, result forms will be conveyed to our various regional tally centers, where those TIs will be keyed into our infrastructure. So we have two models. If we have challenge with communication in terms of the internet and stuff, then we'll roll back to our normal procedure. So we have two. And these are the platforms. These are just that's a brief background of what we intend to use for the June 24th election. This diagram is just to give you a flow. Here is the polling station. The presiding officer who is in charge of each polling station will take a snapshot of the RRF, that's the result and constitution form at that station, and also key in the votes obtained by individual candidate for that particular polling station and that election. And that is going to be authenticated by two persons. One, the polling center manager who oversees the entire polling center, and the presiding officer who oversees the polling station. So it's not going to be a show where I have result for ABC, I just go into the corner and then I key in and then I say, no. The two of them have to come together to verify and validate before that result is transmitted. Once it's transmitted, it goes direct to our data center. And for those of us that are IT inclined, we have our firewall. By just hearing the name firewall, it gives you an idea of what's the function of it. It's like a security mechanism that allows traffic to flow, that are being validated and allowed to pass through this checkpoint. It's like a checkpoint. We have also this router, which is also another checkpoint. And then finally we have our switch. So at this layer, we have data encryption from our polling station right to our data center. And then at this point, we now have our regional tally centers. So data flows from the polling station right to our national data center. And then from there, Bo, McKinney, Putlocker, Kenema, and Freetown will now pull and process data. Oh, so go back. And then we have the last one here, where, that's the media center, right? Where the results will be announced. So whatever is processed from Bo, Kenema, McKinney gets back to our drum. And then from there, we have a pool. So you don't need to wait for, you don't need to take our physical laptop from Wellington to where you're going to announce the result. You stay at Bintumani, this guy's process, send it to our central data center, and then Bintumani can access the data automatically. we are doing it to make sure we have results in the shortest possible time. Going back to, this is part of, this is the sample of the final register of voters that we are going to use for this election. We acknowledge we have issues in terms of the ID card photos. But I think if anybody stands in front of you, you can use these photos to verify that issue. So we want each and every one of us to ensure that this message is passed to civil unions, that even though they have ID cards that is not clearly showing their faces, they can still be identified on the day of the election. And for this register, when you get to the center, we are also preparing what we call name tag, just to facilitate, the fast processing of voters. They are all ordered by surname, and then followed by the other name. You have the date of birth, mothers, and the fathers. So, for instance, you also have areas where there are no photos. It does not mean this person is not going to vote. The person is going to present the card or attestation, and this information you find here will be on that attestation. A sample of this was also generated. It has a barcode for our register and is secure. So this is what we are going to use for the poll. We have generated for all our 11,000.
YouTube Music Premium is an experience that gives you
for all our 11,804 centers and stations and all 3,630 centers. We have printed, we are now packing, and then we move to the next one, which is the register for the political parties. If you look at the register for the political parties, it's somehow different from what we have as our original register. What is constant is the photo, the first name, and the other details. The voter IDs are not part of this, the receipt numbers are not part of this. And then we have also indicated what? A watermark. And this document is also secure. In the event you want to remove names, you want to edit, it's also secure. You cannot do that. At the regional tally center, we have the regional director. These are like the staff that will be handling all the results. We have the regional directors, regional data management officers, the regional IT officers. We have the regional tally center coordinator. We have the shift managers. We're going to operate on 24-hour basis. So we have guys in shift, on shift 1, shift 2, and shift 3. We have the dispatch officer. These are like taking result from one point to another. The intake officer, data entry supervisor. These are all, we explain our role. We intend to have a live demonstration of this tally system to all political parties. That need to be communicated very soon. The data entry, as we used to do in all our elections, we have the first entry will be done by different staff, and that same result form is given to another person for a second entry. And then the system, as it used to be, we compare what was entered by Officer A and also what is being entered by Officer B. In the event you swap votes or somebody gets started and then you come and input 24, the system will exactly try to swap, and then that goes to what we call form review. The form review also checks to make sure that either this person will also do a third entry of the same result form. And for it to go to the final stage, whatever this person does at form review either matches with 1 or 2. If it does not match with any of them, then they go back to intake and then for the second time. The observer coordinator, the observer may come in and then, okay, they want to look at the result for Kailaun, parliamentary, presidential, and the rest. They have the opportunity to go through this officer, and then the person goes through the dashboard and then pull out the result which they want. For the clearance, generator attendants, these are just guys who will be the cleaner at the talent center. And then we have the audit officer. There are times we have result form coming to talent center that are very difficult to interpret. Mathematically, they don't make sense. We also look at the writing, they are not clear. So for those ones, they are returned to the district team to actually do a proper checklist. And then maybe this can even lead to them asking for the ballot box to come, to the accounting or whatever. So basically, these are the staff that will be operating at the talent center. Our data flow, presiding police station, presiding officer right to our NDB. And then now you can see for those of our IC bank, we have read and write permission, and then here we have on the write permission. And then for data entry, we have read and write, and then at the regional talent center. It tells you we have rows that can only view records. We have rows that can do both view and at the same time do update or delete. Okay? This will be the setup of our talent center. The intake, material intake. When this is like we have sent out 11,800 stations. Each station result that comes to the talent center is tracked by this officer. This to verify or to just confirm that indeed station 1 has been entered and then we have got station 1 at our talent center. Once that is done, this staff will now take the physical T because we don't want the staff that is doing the intake moving from its desk after every station and then moving. So if we sit, there will be a box place here where this result will be placed, and then this guy come and pick them up and then take them to another shelf. So you have first data entry, doing the data entry at this point, and then once that is done, we have another dispatch officer take that to 2. We also do the entry, and then the system do the comparison, as I explained earlier. What I want to say here, this is just the same process we have been using since 2007. Nothing has changed, the flow is the same, the process is the same. This is the data entry sheet that we actually see during the challenge.
Watch the
and the locality for which you are keying result for. So you have all of these, and then you just key in the result, and then you save. Each submission you do, we have a feedback message telling you whether the mathematical calculations match. If they don't match, that is also put on hold. If what you have here makes sense with what you enter, then that station move to the second entry. And then, so it's a first, and then you have the same thing. So it's like you are also entering what the first person has entered. If they match, it move. If not, the system will just have it flag for a review. So basically, this will be the flow of first data entry, second data entry. Okay, that's just what we have as the result management system. It's the same before and it's the same thing that we are going to use. Finally, in some part of this presentation, we've done some transfers of what have been the card distribution exercise. We also had the election, the nomination process. So by next week, we try also to distribute them, and they are now coming in color, not like the first one. And also, the commission decided to also print for all those that went to the nomination, all candidates together and alongside with their nominators. So when the cards are here, we give them to you. For the lawyers, we give you the whole one, I give you the new one. Okay? So by next week, we have those cards for relocation, transfers, political parties, nominees, and nominators. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director Fleury. I'm sure PPP, wherever they are seeing you live. so that they know that you have done this presentation. The chair has made it very clear in his pronouncement that the final list of voters register is now available. It is going to be made public. It's going to be given to political parties. It's going to be a public document. It's going to be in our website. This is in the spirit of transparency, just to have it up begin saying. And they come. I want build premise. Then they can't ask you questions. Maybe self talk small. So but they say we they hide register. Why for hide register? For what reason? They register and then I drop card from one of the voter police station. They say the card they come they dark, fine. But the one they all will be fixed say it necessary for all to reprint, would they do one? Would they go to? Would they go to people there? As they talk so now, would they give cards them to people there? We don't want to franchise anybody. You go now with offices there, between the period of 3 to 5 years, we are giving out cards. That's the decision of the commission. Nobody will say anything about that. That was why allow me for that. Please. And they go serve with all our rich boss. If I don't make this point, so I don't know after this, we see PPP, they're going to talk back. So then they go talk, say, the chairman go permit the vex. So we send the vex back. Because I don't know what they're going on for talk. Because anyone they pull now, not to the one way not make sense. So now it makes sense. They react. But when for a Christmas, they say we are all Chris. I'm not to Christian because sense is correct. When I don't do this election, we are the work away from here. Maybe that constitute for them. I go past the law constitute. I go down busy. I come back now. I will be that way for them. We talk say nobody not praise like the praise itself. But many salon people they don't say. Now we born, we don't get no sign for go. So nothing not will make we do what's not correct for this country. What's correct for this country? We'll be doing to 207. Now we continue for them. So I can make it talk now. We say we don't talk small no more. So Asafulu.
Yes.
Yes. Continue. Then we'll ask. We encourage as many questions as possible for you before we call. Yes.
Probably what I like to add is we have generated all the files of weight capacities for all the 3,630 centers. The files available. We were actually copied from cost of the volume. It's still going on at our data center. So I'm asking all weight capacities tomorrow, 2 p.m. you can collect your party list from our national party center.
That is breaking news. That is breaking news. Please let them inform PPP.
So
about that.
Tomorrow 2 o'clock, we just drop our party center at Wellington and collect your USB drive. However, if you don't trust our drive, you can come with your own hard drive. You can upload and then you take it, okay? And each and every political party is going to sign that indeed they have received the register. We go through it, we check all the centers, they are all there. The files is currently connected to my laptop. I wanted, let's have a display of it because we'll be hearing so many stuff around. The data not there, it's not 20, 90, 90 for use now for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see exactly. So this is what you guys are going to get to. Just
Director Suare, through the commission, we advise that you work alongside the Department of External Relations to have this well coordinated, so that some one party will say you don't really need it. Then they want to make headlines out of that. So work alongside with external relations, media, so that